Good afternoon, everyone. This is Anthony, Wall Street Trader. It's 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Sunday, May 30th, 2021. This is a special, and we're going to be talking about the prediction for iExec or RLC. Before getting into that, know that this isn't financial advice. It's intended for educational purposes only and entirely predictive based on my own personal opinions and nothing more than that. Twitter.com below, subscribe below as well. We're going to go fast because there's a lot to cover. Now, why did I even bother, before we get into the predictions, why did I even bother investing in iExec? Well, I'm not fully baked into it. I still think there's other alternative, better entry points also, but I am somewhat invested in it. I'm probably like 40 or 60% in. I forget. I don't have the numbers in front of me. However, that being said, iExec RLC is interesting because it's an infrastructure play. I'm not big on the DeFi, although I think they'll do very well. I just think that there's a lot of more risk associated with those as a result of the fact that regulatory, when the regulation starts stepping in a lot, I think those are the areas that probably will be affected the most. And what do I mean by DeFi? I mean the applications that deal with like banking types of things, like, put it here and get like 10%. Things like Aave, things like Uniswap, SushiSwap, those types of things, I think are definitely more in that camp. iExec, NewCipher, and the Graph, for example, are infrastructure plays. They're kind of foundational building blocks for everything. It's not just DeFi. It could be healthcare apps. It could be, it could be communication type of apps. All types of things related to infrastructure. These things will always be in the heart of it. And that's why I like RLC, for example, as one of my main plays on infrastructure. So iExec is a decentralized cloud compute backbone using the decentralized environments made up of a bunch of nodes where you have participants that can plug their machinery in, participate as part of that node, and get paid for being for the usage of their node. Let's just take a look at how this actually had worked in the past. Now, in the old data center or even the centralized cloud like AWS and Azure, this little red dot represents them, right? You have a bunch of different applications running, whether on the outside or the inside, that call the cloud services. So these are external data centers calling Amazon's network or Microsoft's network. In the distributed model, there's no single point of failure. If a big giant zone, availability zone in Microsoft or Amazon went down, for example, you'd be screwed. And we've seen that happen in the paper. But in a distributed, decentralized environment, there's no unique point of failure. It's more secure, and it's harder to like crack. Anyway, this is kind of where I think we're headed. I think in general, decentralized environments are, here to stay. It's the future. So let's move forward. RLC has a heap of growing partnerships across IBM, Intel, Ubisoft, NVIDIA, Alibaba, Google. I'm not going to go through all that in this. Go to their website, take a look at iExec's website. There's a heap of information there. There's a heap on Medium and other big crypto sites that talk about this stuff. So predictions for RLC, I break it down. There's a low, a target, and a high. The low is made up of Bitcoin benchmark, RLC strength of Bitcoin, and then I compute what I think the RLC price is. I try to figure out what the lows would be for Bitcoin and RLC strength of Bitcoin. And then I multiply these together to figure out what the price of RLC would be. And I do the same thing for my mid, and I do the same thing for the high. Let's move into the markets just to show you what this looks like. So let's just take a look at Bitcoin, and I'll show you my low, target, and high for Bitcoin. Okay, let's go over to Bitcoin, and as you can see, 180 and 60. If you draw this line all the way up, I think we're gonna respect this green line. I think 80,000 is here to stay. I think we're set. Our rockets are set straight for 80K. Now, if you look at I also think that if we bounced off that green line, we could easily make it to 100K. On the bottom end of the range, what I'm thinking is 60K. Why? Because if we break this line, we might drop down from here and then make a significant bounce and bounce our way up under the line. And under the line would put us around at 60K. So that's kind of like where I project my high, medium, and low for Bitcoin. Now, let's take a look back over here. High, medium, low. So 100, 80, and 60. So 60, 80, 100. Bam. Now let's look at RLC strength to Bitcoin. RLC strength to Bitcoin, we've got a few different things going on here. If we look at the pattern that we've been developing over the last couple of months, I think we're on track for 18,000. I also think we might bounce on top of that. We could be higher than 20,000, but I think on the high we have 20,000. So high, medium, low, low end 15,000. Again, I think if we fall below, we wind up coming up the line and 15,000. And by the way, we have a long ways to go till the end of the year. So any one of these predictions here this is the RLC, the ultimate RLC prediction. So my first prediction on the lowest end is $9. We're at about 4 and change right now. So this is like twice. This is about 300%. So I think a reasonable target. I mean, look, everyone who wants to think about GameStop and mooning and all that stuff. Mooning in my day was you stick your ass outside of a window in a car and people laugh. Whatever. My point is that like this mooning thing is like not that like it's not. You can't really say what's going to moon. Not everything moons. Things can go up 300% or 200% a year. To me, let me tell you, I'll take it any day. You got a 10% average rate of each year on average. The stock market goes up 10%. You do double that. You try to do 20% a year. Let me tell you, it's not as easy as you think it is. But I think picking some of these things are slightly easier. I think the crypto space is much more volatile. You have probably a higher degree of, you'll probably make a 200 to 300% return on your investment. Your chances of getting that on a crypto is probably better than trying to invest in Coca-Cola getting it. So look, I'm not saying that this is going to happen. $9 is 200% from where we're at. $14.40 is 300% from where we're at. 20 is like 400 or 500% from where we're at. So like, look at it that way. So $9, $14, and $20. I think $14 is roughly where we land. I think that's my median target for the end of year. Now, let's just go into regular markets and just for your quick updates. So I said we were probably going to be hanging around 35,000, just given that little head and shoulders pattern that we had on Bitcoin. We're bouncing back up again, as I expected. We're now up to 36,000. Not bad at all. So I think we'll continue the trend up. I think we start heading up by Monday night into Tuesday. I think Tuesday is going to be a good day. Now let's just take a look at the RLC Bitcoin pair. I think we've been respecting this line. It's been fantastic. I think, this line has been great. So let's see how long this continues to respect that area, that line of support. And now RLC, again, this is not something I really care about. However, that being said, it does look like fairly healthy. It bounced solidly off this line. It's right straight back up. So let's see. I think we start heading our way back up. Again, I'm out and hope everyone is having a good weekend, and we'll catch up tomorrow. Take care. Bye.